like a boss when the business is you. When the business is you, there is no room for error, time for mistakes, or getting knocked down. Every step you take must be a step forward in the right direction. But how do you know? Hi, I'm Sue Stiles. From a divorced and bankrupt single parent of 4 little ones to founder and CEO of my own business school, I am the expert who challenges business owners so that they can reach their goals. I've put in the time so that you don't have to rely on the School of Hard Knocks to get your education. From teaching at the local library to speaking on conference stages across Canada and the USA, I share my wealth of experience and wisdom to guide you so that you can reach your goals and have the success and impact that you desire. Well, today we're going to meet with Lava Schofield. She's the owner of Hydration Balm Company. They do all kinds of skin creams and it's all natural. The company's only a few years old. So let's go see what this business owner's challenges are and let's see how I can help her the most.
I've never had anybody evaluate my business. I am looking forward to what she can offer me. Of course, I'm very nervous. I don't think I've learned enough to be up to Sue's standards, but I'm looking forward to it. I will appreciate any information she's going to provide to me, and I will move forward with any help she's going to offer.
How long have you had your business for that you would call it a business?
I would say I've had it for 3 years.
Okay. So over the last 3 years, tell me the kinds of things you've had to learn to get where you are today.
So originally, of course, when I started out, I've learned that there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to a business. That's probably the main thing I've learned. Because of course, when I started out, I had the product, right? I had the product. I knew it worked. People loved it. And that's kind of what pushed me over the edge to sell it, because people beyond, my grandchildren's mothers were looking to use this. Their friends were starting to ask. My background is legal, and my first thought goes to, how do I sell this product legally? You have to have certain information on your labels. You have to have certain information. You have to apply for, as a manufacturer, which I am, creating the product and distributing it, I have to have a cosmetic identification number for every single product I create. So I learned that, kind of right off the bat, and then, it goes on from there. So I learned that every step you take, there's 10 more steps off of that step.
Let me ask you then, what do you think your business priorities are today for going forward?
So CRM, website, I've got a couple of new products that I'm in the process that I will want to launch. And I'm also hoping to get some of my products into stores this year.
So do you have a business plan? A plan that you've made out for this next year?
I do not, no.
Do you have a CRM that you've started with, a client relationship management system? And what are you doing with that?
You know what, I haven't actually done anything with that. One of my hurdles that I have as a business person is I'm fairly introverted in that sense. I don't like to push myself outside of that comfort zone. I don't like to hassle people. I know I've got a great product, but for me to go out there and tell everybody, I have an amazing product, you need this in your life, is just difficult for me. So this year has got to be my year of putting myself out there and building those clients and maintaining those relationships and learning that.
Even though you're an introvert.
Even though
you're an introvert, you have to learn how to expose whatever your service or your product so that people can have the benefit of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where are you finding your clients right now?
Well, and it's been difficult with COVID, of course, because traditionally I would do like markets, right? Craft markets, those types of fairs. But social media. So it's
all online, basically.
Online.
So what about your succession plan? Do you have a succession plan?
Can you tell me what you mean by succession?
You start a business, and at some point you might want to retire and not do the business anymore. So what does the end, ideally in your best plans, look like for this?
I think when and if I get to the end when I want to retire and give up the business, that there's somebody that I'm working with that would be interested in taking that over, or somebody would be interested in buying that out, then that would be, I guess, the ideal plan at the end.
Okay, so you either want to sell it to someone or pass it along maybe to one of your children.
So you did mean at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, succession. That's right. To me, at the end, that means, the end.
Because honestly, when you're making decisions then, so if you're going to use a CRM and you're thinking right now, at the end, I might want to sell the business.
Right.
Then you're going to make sure that the CRM you choose is a good one. You're going to do maybe a bit more serious research, and you're going to use it well to keep track of your clients in there, because when you sell it, you want to offer a great CRM that's robust, that's been used, and has a good client database.
I know it's super important, and that's why I know this year has to be the year that I take that deep dive into that.
Yeah.
That area.
Yeah, good for you. Why did you make this product? Where did the heart of this come from? What inspired you?
Historically, I've made a lot of my own products, body care products. But when my granddaughter was born, she had some diaper rash issues.
Oh, sure.
And mom wanted to use natural products. And then when we looked into the natural products, I found the price point of them was pretty high. So I looked at some of the ingredients on various items, and I said, I can make this. I can do this. I know I can. So we put together some items, and I researched some of the ingredients and what was going to be beneficial and what I thought would work and what we could add and what we couldn't add, because she was a newborn. And we came up with something and did a little bit of experimenting, and next thing you know, Nana's Bum Balm was created.
So it worked.
It worked, and she used it, well, right up until she was out of diapers. And then when my grandson was born, he too used it right from birth. Their friends started to ask for it, and other people started to ask for it, and I'm like, oh, maybe I need to sell this. And then suddenly, next thing you know, I have a business.
So you've been doing this for yourself personally.
I have. Really, I've always been a person who's appreciated my skin. Like, I've always taken really good care of my skin. And then, just as you get older, things change. Dryness, we live in Calgary. It's a constant fight. I was just kind of making my own product. I was using coconut oils, I was using shea butters, I was using cacao butter.
And what is the recipe?
As I would love to share it, but nobody can make it quite as well as I can with my love. With the amount of love I put into it.
Because she makes it with love. Okay, so I have looked at your business online. We've had a conversation. I understand a bit more about what you have been doing and where you want to go. And so I have 3 priorities that I think you will want to work on to take your business, and reach your goals. The nice thing about your business is you have a long timeline, so you can take a methodical, a calculated approach. And although usually I suggest doing a business plan just for 1 year, because who knows what happens in 5 or 10, I would suggest imagining a 5-year result, and even maybe a 10-year result to completion, so that you get an idea in your head, the best idea that you can imagine. The first thing that I would suggest is, right now, while your business is newer and smaller and your customer database is manageable, get to know your clients. So all of these early adopters that are using your product, that are buying your product, ask them, what do they like about it? How are they using it? And do they have any feedback for you? Do you know when Airbnb first began, these two guys, these two roommates in the apartment building started Airbnb, and their first adopters, their first clients, they actually, who were mostly in New York, they flew there for months, just getting to know them and asking them about the product, how they were using this platform. And one of the guys had actually taken notes on what he would like to see, what he would like done better, what would serve him better. That's research, and intel. You can't pay for that. Right. And all they did was ask. They went and met their people. They talked to them face to face. This would be a great time for you to spend some time doing that. Talk to a couple people a week and have your questions, and you'll get some answers that might really help you go forward with the business. The second thing I think you should do is to create some how-to videos. So for example, we were talking earlier, and you have a product that can be a rouge, that can be a lip balm, but how do people use it? And your skin is, honestly, it's so beautiful, Lava. You need to put yourself out there. So showing the how-to videos will show the people how to use the products, but it'll also show them who you are. There's millions of these products that people can buy from millions of different places. They will buy yours from you because they get to know you. Once they get to know that you make your product with love, then everyone will be buying from you. So start building, your community and building your tribe. Your CRM is going to be a big part of that. So you might want to start some kind of an e-newsletter. You might have a social media strategy, some kind of a campaign. Maybe you're going to take questions and then answer them on social media, but begin to build your tribe and allow them to get to know you, who has stayed mostly behind the camera up until now. The third thing, and the last thing I'll put on your plate right now, is to prepare. Make sure you get everything in order that you can think of. The processes that you have, the products that you have, how do you launch something, the seasons that you work in, how you respond to your clients, the client journey, and staying in touch with them forever. Get your systems and processes solid before you make a big media announcement or a big, online, put a lot of money behind marketing. Make sure that everything they're going to experience with you is epic. You don't have a business plan yet. I'm going to send you one. I printed off a few questions, so whether you do it by hand and print it off, whether you make a vision board, whether you do it online, I don't care, but do the work. And a lot of business plans have, in my opinion, useless questions if you're not asking for a loan. So this is my custom business plan that I use with my clients. Just simple questions to get the right answers so that you know how to plan going forward. I'm also going to give you my book to read, The Little Red Stick, What Gets Measured Gets Done. And in here is just some good, solid business habits and practices that drive profits. So you can have a read of that.
I think Sue offered some wonderful advice. The CRM, the 5 to 10 year plan, knowing that the amount of time that I can put into my business, I think that long range goal works amazing. The e-newsletter and that question and answer for social media, I think that's something I can do because it's not just focused on me, which is, one of my hard suits. I'm really looking forward to implementing Sue's ideas. I think the how-to videos will be hard for me to do, again, because I'm out and everybody's going to see me. But I think hopefully once I get a couple of them completed and going through this exercise, I'm hoping it just becomes easier. I don't mind being pushed out of my comfort zone if it's going to help other people. And if I can help them solve some of their issues, then I'm okay with going ahead with that plan.
The game of Monopoly has been around for a long time. And you can start out playing the game and enjoy it and have fun, but sometimes once you get into it, you realize, hey, I could buy a
park place, I could buy a boardwalk, I could have property, I could get some money. And it goes up to the next level. An authentic product from an organic problem. Lava saw a need, a problem that she thought she could fix, and she did. That was the fun of it. And so all of the family could use her creams and her balms as well, just like she'd been using for years. I mean, did you see her skin? So nice. But now she has discovered, hey, that she could actually sell her product. She could make money. And so now it's time for her to take her business more seriously. And it reminds me of the story of Airbnb. When it started, there were two roommates whose rent had just gone up. Meanwhile, the job income had just gone down. And they saw that conferences were happening in their city and the hotels were all booked up, and they thought, wonder if we could adjust our income and increase our income and have people sleep in an air mattress on our living room floor. Well, turns out they could. And they invited guests, they got paid, they had breakfast, and they really enjoyed the experience. That met their first need, but then they discovered that the world needed them. Just like I told Lava about doing some of the research like Airbnb did in the early days.
Well, it's been a little while since I've seen Lava Schofield, and tonight we're catching up actually late at night because, like a lot of other entrepreneurs, Lava, you're working full time, right?
I do. I work full time.
Yeah. So, and in what industry are you in?
I'm in financial technology, actually. I work for a bank who provides financial technology payment solutions for a lot of small businesses, money businesses mainly.
Neat. So, I mean, totally different though from creating a product.
Absolutely.
So, thank you for checking in. I want to know when you're looking back now, what were some things that you took away from our coaching together?
I have to say, kind of that big moment for me was when you said that I should get the videos out and just really connect with people. I think that, having people relate to me will help them relate to my company and the ideas a little bit more. And I think that was a big moment for me. I've never used a business coach before, so I always kind of in my mind, I always had to figure everything out for myself. And having having an expert help me out was extremely helpful and so very useful. Amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. It's so interesting. I think a lot of people who go into business, when they have a product, especially, they don't think of themselves being the salesperson, or the brand behind the product. But as I have gotten to know you more, I mean, you've been using natural products on your face, on your skin. I mean, it's just, a no-brainer that you should be the one that's the face of the product. So what have you done since our coaching?
Well, lots. It feels like I've been doing lots. I posted a how-to video on Facebook, which was I haven't looked into the stats too much over the last few days. It's hard for me to kind of put myself out there, so I've done that. I went through. You had provided me with that business plan, kind of that outline. I went through and I answered a bunch of the questions in there, and it really gave me a good opportunity to think through on some of those items that just aren't top of mind.
Yeah, right. Top of mind is the next product, right? Or the next smell or the next flavor. It's not always
Absolutely.
the business stuff on the backside of things.
Definitely.
And so now looking forward, what's on the docket for next? What do you still have to go back and keep working on?
I definitely want to get into the CRM more, and kind of managing those relationships with my clients, getting to know them a little bit better. Another big moment for me was when you mentioned the Q&A, put the Q&A out there, and
kind of see what my clients are looking for and seek that feedback. So that those two are big items coming up for me. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, and just continuing to put myself out there. I think those two items will help in that aspect too.
It's never a bad thing to put yourself out there.
I have to say, thank you, Sue. It's been, great working with you. You've really helped give me, some clear ideas and a clear plan on what I need to work towards, and just get those business goals down. Like you said, top of mind for me is often product and product development, and I love to do that. So we often favor that. But you've given me some ideas to tackle that businessy stuff that we don't often like to do, but now it feels more manageable. So I appreciate that, and all of your time and your amazing words and advice, and thank you.
Well, thank you, Lava, for checking in. I always want to make sure I'm keeping my clients accountable so that they're taking the actions maybe they hadn't thought of, or maybe they don't really want to. You're doing a great business, and I can't wait to see what comes of it. And I'm always here to cheer you on.
I so enjoyed getting to know Lava and the Hydration Balm Company better. Every solopreneur has so many things the same journey in business, and yet so many things that are unique to what they are doing. I hope you enjoyed getting to know her as well. I'm Sue Stiles, your host for Like a Boss, When the Business is You, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Stay tuned.
Because it's my thinking, right? I tend to think.
Think exactly how you think, because the way that we're born, we all think.
Right.
We look and we think. So look wherever you want. Just keep it all on this side of the room.
For sure.
You can look down, up.
And what about my hands? Like, I'm a hand talker.
Talk with your hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keep that going along? Okay.
Yes.
Because well, I try not to do this or whatever. But
I do this all the time. Yeah. So what about your succession plan? Do you have a succession plan? Okay. Now we can go into the kitchen. So you can have a read of that.
Thank you.
Don't use that, thank you.
I was like, thank you. I was like,